Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Author Reads with your host, me, D.M. Wright. Today we're going to go through the sort of opening lines of Dating Men, which you can find at D.M.W productionsoz.com if you're interested. Synopsis is all there. It's just about fun of dating. So you can also find it on Amazon. Click there. Yes, it's only 7 ratings at the moment. Well, we'll get there. But there's 3 books, so delve into it if you're interested, if this has piqued your interest. So we'll just get straight into it. So doof, 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 doof. The nightclub door opened and the music within sent goosebumps down the spines of those queuing in the street. Doof, 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 doof. The bouncer let in the next 2 partygoers, much to the excitement of the 2 women now at the front of the line. Woohoo! Audrey threw her arms in the air, unapologetically presenting her unkept armpits. Where next? I can't believe we're out on a night out like this, said her friend. I haven't been out since I were these kids' age. And we're gonna party like it's 1999. God, I remember that New Year's. Doof, 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 doof. The door swung open and the thumping music within pulsated their hearts to the same rhythm. Yes, we're up, said Audrey, and stepped forward to enter. The bouncer unhitched the rope but waved in 2 late teenagers to skip the queue and head inside. Hey, Audrey shrieked. What gives? We were next. The bouncer looked them up and down. You're how old, ma'am? Audrey handed over her ID. I'm only 25. Says here you're 35. The card's wrong. The bouncer handed back her card. Well, ma'am, if the card's wrong, it's either expired or it's fake. Either way, I'm not letting you in. Doof, 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 doof. The door opened and the bouncer let in 2 more behind them in the queue. Okay, said Audrey. I'm 35, all right? The teenagers behind her broke into fits of laughter. Go home, Grandma. You shouldn't be dancing without your walker. The 1980s rang. They want their things from the 80s back. I can still party like the rest of you, Audrey rebuked. Don't judge me. I was young once. I still am young. Give it 5 years and you'll be like me in a line with teenagers barely out of school laughing at you. Doof, 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 doof. 2 more were shuffled past them inside. Her friend tugged her arm. Come on, Audrey, let's just go. I can see we're not wanted here. Oh, but you are, came a booming heroic voice. You are so wanted here. The 2 women drooled at the jaw-droppingly gorgeous young man standing in the doorway. He dazzled like Thor with all his gigantic muscle-infused hunkiness. No, I'm over here, came the voice. The 2 looked to the young man's right. There stood a plump, middle-aged man wearing a Superman costume, with his hands to his hips and his cape flapped in the draft blowing through the open door. I always knew this superhero costume would come in handy one day in picking up women, he said. In an instant, he tore away his outfit. Rip! Now standing in full grey suit, he donned a pair of sunglasses, then pointed to Audrey and her friend. These 2 ladies are with me. The bouncer nodded and unhooked the rope. Yes, Mr. Troy. Troy turned to walk back inside. Thump! Ugh! Having walked into the door frame, he held his smashed nose and threw away his sunglasses. I can't see anything with these. Ladies, will you join me? Troy cordially invited them to link arms with him and escorted them within. Doof, 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 doof. At the edge of the dance floor, the 3 elder patrons watched a flock of uncoordinated teenagers get down and dirty. Okay, ladies, said Troy, let's get jiggy with it. First things first, said Audrey, breaking rank. Much to Troy's surprise, he watched her forcibly push through the crowd, bowling over young men and women this way and that. Once at the bar, she stole freshly poured shots, sculled them, then shoved along the counter for more. Wow! Troy watched her steal glass after glass from the unsuspecting clientele. That woman can drink! She's celebrating, her friend explained. Celebrating what? With a new glass in hand, Audrey pushed through to the dance floor to tell everybody the good news. Woo! I got a head job! Woo! The crowd cheered. You go, girl! Troy watched her break out all her best moves, showing up the youth. I wish every woman I gave head to danced like that after. She got a head position in a new job, her friend clarified. Oh well, if she hasn't had a head job, maybe I can do something about that. Ha! Troy strutted onto the dance floor, shoving all the twinks out of his way. Seeing the ploughing of the young heading toward her, Audrey planted her feet apart on the floor and growled seductively. Grrr! The bodies parted down the middle and Troy emerged, returning the mating call. Grrr! Audrey winked and licked her lips. Troy tore away the next layer of clothes. Rip! Audrey licked her lips. Standing in a loud Hawaiian shirt and short shorts, Troy snatched a beer from a 20-year-old. Hey, the young man squealed. Beat it, kid, said Audrey and shoved him back into the crowd. You know, said Troy, offering the lady his drink, they say there's only one thing on a man's mind, but for me, there's two. Yeah? Audrey accepted the stolen drink, sculled it, and threw it to the floor. Smash. What's that? She asked. I like to have sex wearing a hat, he replied. Audrey smiled, lifted a cap from a passerby, and crowned his head. Troy took her hand in his and kissed her fingers gently. Oh, milady. Grrr.